Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Happy holidays to you, Nigeria. Happy holidays. From Nigeria Info FM Lagos, we're wishing you a very pleasant holiday and a pleasant weekend as well. I'm Sheriff Quadry. Nice to meet you if you're just tuning in. This is the Morning Crossfire. It's usually open mic Friday, but we've got some really important conversations. We just had one. The second conversation we're having in this hour alone today. And International Vulture Awareness Day is celebrated annually on the first Saturday of September, and this is to raise awareness about the critical role vultures play in ecosystem. And that is the essence of our conversation in this half hour that we've got. And to do justification to this conversation, I have Dr. Stella Egbe, Strategic Pillar Lead, Biodiversity, Climate Change and Pollution Program, Nigerian Conservation Foundation. She joins us virtually. Dr. Stella, good morning to you, and thank you for joining the program this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
It's a great pleasure to have you. Let's start this way. And I'm sure when I announce that we're going to be having you at 5 a.m. this morning, people will be wondering, Vulture, okay? What are you discussing Vulture for? You know, what is World Vulture Day? And why is it so significant for Nigeria and West Africa as a whole?
All right. Thank you once again for having me. And yes, your expectation of people's reaction is very correct. We get this everywhere we have our engagements. But vultures are very important in our ecosystem, in our spaces, because they help. They're one of the top cleaners, biological cleaners within our environment. They're called the ecosystem waste managers.
Wow.
And that's because they are the only ones with the system naturally to take up carrion, that is dead flesh. And if you don't have a system that takes that out of our space, then it can cause infection, because rotten flesh carries a lot of pathogens and diseases and wash into water that people and other entities depend on. This singular role that vultures play has been analyzed broadly, not just for Nigeria or West Africa, but even globally. And the alternative cost is so much. And that's why the awareness is top notch on this very day. Yeah, we do it every day, but just to have a day specifically where everybody's talking about this so that more people can be aware.
You know, I never thought about it this way at all. When you said they clean up the environment and everything, I mean, my mind just became very open. Like I just learned something very, very new. But here's another thing. Many Nigerians, even like myself, associate vultures with bad luck, bad omen, or even death. How can we begin to change this perception of vultures?
Yes, so that's just persecution because of its looks and because of its
persecution.
So first we are persecuting it because it doesn't look cute within our own definition, and again it's dead flesh, and so that's not also a palatable behavior. But you then look at it and equate it to the way people that manage waste in our environment, for example. Are we going to push them aside because this is what they do? What they do is also equally important. And so that is why we need to begin to talk to people. If people do not understand the roles that they play, it's easy to just look at them and say, oh, what's this dirty and ugly looking thing? And then our movies or our folklore sometimes have not really helped.
That's right.
In this perception.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but there is research that shows the amount of work that they do, and it's applicable to us all. So, I think by having conversations like this outside of scientific spaces and to mainstream platforms like this, it's one of the ways we begin to draw those awareness to more people.
Dr. Just in case someone missed what you said at the beginning of this program, just in case, because again, I can't, you know, I can't move past that thing. You said that vultures help clean up our environment and they keep some diseases away from us. Is that true?
Yes, yes, that's very true.
Huh.
When you have dead flesh, you know that organic deterioration begins, bad smell and all that.
Yeah.
Can you most animals would feed on that,
Hmm.
but vultures would clean that up so well that you don't need to pay for it.
Hmm.
And that's why in the past, if you go to our abattoirs and all that, you see a lot of vultures doing that very important work. The implication of it is because we've not captured it early enough, we do not know.
Hmm.
But sometimes it's better to not know, and let people get aware so we don't find out what the worst case scenario would be.
I'm glad you said in the past, Dr. Stella. We don't see that anymore. And to me, that indicates something. We now have very few vultures around. Their population, has dropped. My question will be, how have vulture populations changed in Nigeria, let's say over the past decade?
Yes, it's tragic actually because everywhere you go to, especially the species we call the hooded vulture, used to be found everywhere from the north to the southern part
Hmm.
of the country.
Hmm.
And because it's not a species that people have natural affinity for, there were no questions asked when the initial decline started happening.
Hmm.
But now it's gone very drastic, with about 95% of our Nigerian vulture population gone.
Oh.
You only have them in few places right now.
Hmm.
And so that's how tragic the situation is. And there are a whole lot of factors that that have played a role in contributing to that decline.
Look, Dr. Stella, 95% is a whole lot. I just couldn't stream. I just couldn't scream on radio. Most importantly, because I am the host of the show. But then the question is, do we have laws? Are Nigerian laws strong enough to protect vultures? I mean, look, we now know how important vultures are in the ecosystem. If the laws are not strong enough, what improvement do you suppose that we can make?
So apart from laws, there's also the first thing is just behavior because
Hmm.
the threats to vultures include people kill them actually for various reasons, not just the random persecution. There's also a huge demand of vulture for traditional medicine practice, and then you also have habitat destruction. They normally would stay on very big trees, and we know logging, that's removal of trees for various reasons, is also a menace in Nigeria. Normally, we have laws that protect areas, protected areas laws. We have laws that protect species and trade in endangered species. The challenge sometimes it's the resources to enforce these laws are inadequate, especially on the part of government. Most times they're inadequate. And so the manpower resources, for example, to go around and ensure that people are not trading in vulture and vulture parts, they are not adequate. So before we even start reviewing these laws,
Right.
the current status that we have, if we could start by empowering the systems to regulate better, that's a good place to start from.
Talking about the system, have there been any recent success stories of vulture conservation or species recovery in Nigeria? Has there been any intentional move or programs like that, either by public or even by private? I'm still going to come to the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, though. But let's talk about this one first that you are aware of.
So we have a national document called the National Biodiversity Strategic Action Plan, that the Federal Ministry of Environment puts together. It's sort of a working document that highlights the endangered species in the country that we need to focus on. We also have an endangered species law. So the renewal and validation of those laws is a key step in that area. So it's something that we as stakeholders we actually celebrate that because it's good to it's one thing to work as an NGO, it's another thing to work with a government backed document, and so that exists and it's a good thing. But there's also a lot of collaboration between government and various stakeholders, including NCF.
I mean, if
So on that.
going by the importance of vulture in the ecosystem, I should think, or one should think that the kind of collaboration that we should be seeing should be on a massive scale, like on a massive scale. I mean, knowing by how pathogens are spread sometimes, from the forest to the human population sometimes and all that, and the danger this poses to humans can be existential. Like right now, Ebola is on the loose again in DR Congo. I mean, this speaks volume. But let me talk to you, Dr. Stella, about the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. I mean, this is one of the outreaches and the advocacies that the NCF does that I know pretty much, but particularly on vulture campaign or advocacy. What have you done in the past, and what are you doing currently?
Okay, we have in NCF we have a very robust vulture conservation outline, from raising awareness across board, media, schools, stakeholders. We've also done a lot of linkages with some stakeholders that play a key role in the vulture value chain. So like traditional medicine practitioners, for example, we've had serious engagements with them to look at alternatives that they can use in place of vultures, particularly plant-based alternatives that they can use, and that has gone a very long way. And we also have something we call the Vulture Safe Zone project. In this case, we go to communities where we still have vultures, and then we work with the local people to ensure that they are protected from foreign elements. So these are some of the major engagements we've had. On the international space, we've had engagement with CITES, that's the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, having various work carried out. And then also with the relevant departments in government, we also work closely when it comes to putting together laws and actions for the vulture conservation. So in summary, that's some of the activities that we're implementing.
You've touched on the next question I was going to ask you, Dr. Stella, because I was going to ask you about the international Nigeria's contribution to vulture preservation on the international stage, which you've touched on. But I want to also, because you've spoken on community-based advocacy, you've spoken on NGOs, CSOs, even government. But how about schools? What role do schools play in this advocacy? How important is it for schools, both the primary, secondary, and tertiary? How important are their roles in this advocacy?
Oh, very important, and we do well to touch all of them. So in NCF, we also have this an education department that has programs designed across board, from primary to tertiary institutions. And on days like this or other relevant days like the Endangered Species Day, we raise awareness with them. We have curriculum that they work with, and they learn about these species, their importance in the environment, and what we can do to reverse the negative trend in vulture population in Nigeria.
Fantastic, Dr. Stella. We're going to leave it here this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Crossfire. It's been a pleasure. But before you go, what will be your parting shot for people who still think vultures? Okay, so we don't think they are ugly actually, but who still think of these things about vultures? What will be your parting shot?
Okay, so maybe I'll just do a comparison. Let's not look at the physical look of the vulture, the physical appearance of the vulture. Let us think about what it does for us in our environment, how it controls and diseases that would have otherwise affected us. So they are putting some money in our pockets without us knowing that we would have lost if we had to treat monkeypox, anthrax, and other zoonotic diseases. So think about what the Vulture is doing for you and do your own best to contribute to its conservation.
Dr. Stella Egbe, Strategic Pillar Lead, Biodiversity, Climate Change and Pollution Programs, Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Thank you so much, Dr. Stella, for joining us this morning.
It was a pleasure being on the program.
All right. Lagos. There you go. Not a key Vulture anyhow. Not a key Vulture anyhow. At least now I know. Now I know a few things about that. So we're gonna use the remaining 2-3 minutes because I just can't take off open mic like that. Finally find like that. Eh? So we're gonna do open mic for like 2-3 minutes before I go from the studio this morning, and then JD will be here for Daily Digest. All right, 0201-277-0993. That is 0201-277-0993. A female only line is 0201-465-7190. That is 0201-465-7190. Our international callers can try the WhatsApp number, which is 0809-597-5805. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Godman here.
Welcome, Godman.
Okay, my open mic is this. Oh, hello?
I can hear you, Godman.
Okay. All right, so my open mic is on this state policing. I'm thinking that at this point in time, the state policing is not a good idea. It's a good idea, I like it. But the way at which Tinubu is cornering all the governors, taking them with whatever is throwing in their face, and they are just coming to his side. It's a bad idea, and I think you see in his body language, is right, he wants to go into that. When they do that, it will be easier for them to now use the governors that is on the side to now read or whatever they want to do. So I don't think it's a good idea as it stands.
Okay.
When we have good competition, good, we can have that. But the way at which he's carrying everybody with whatever is darting before their eyes, I don't think state police is a good thing. That's just my thoughts.
Okay. Thank you, good man. Thanks for sharing. Nigeria Info. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff. This is Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing okay, Kenny. Welcome.
Yes, thank you. My open mic is a supplication to the First Lady. I would like her to consider procurement of laptops to those indigent students, those in the very hard to reach locations, because come November, NECO will start deploying WIAC, on the CBT. So if she has funding, she can put it to use in procurement of those laptops and those kind of things to those pupils or students that would not otherwise have access to do that. And then subsequently some kind of training on usability of those laptops so that they will be conversant come November. Thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good one, Kenny. Thanks for calling. Nigeria Info. Good morning to you. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, please. Morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Boyes and calling from Afromedia.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my open mic this morning is, I just want to bring to our notice that last 2 weeks I called and I told Mr. Kofi that road that I've been shouting about, that local Afromedia Abule.
Yes.
I told him that I thank God they've started the construction.
Whoa,
So,
that's amazing.
we're all happy. Yes, Mr. Sheriff, you even know about the road.
Oh,
I've been
yes.
talking about this road,
Yes,
have
you have. Yes, you have.
Yes. But do you know the unfortunate thing now?
Tell me.
Honestly speaking, as that Monday, from Monday till now, they've not done any work.
Okay.
Their machine is just there.
Okay.
I'm being skeptical once again. I don't know whether they will stop it again or. I just want to bring to your notice, please help us beg the Lagos State government. I found out that it's
Don't stop it, oh.
Please,
Don't stop it, oh, Lagos State government.
Help also to beg them, let that road continue, because that road has been a death trap. I've been saying it. Please, they should not stop. Let me talk to them. I beg. I'm appealing to them. Yes, because people in this area, they've suffered a lot.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheriff.
Mr. Boyson, thank you for calling. Appreciate it. Okay, Lagos. Yes, we have accomplished our aim this morning. We've had 2 conversations plus our regular open mic. Business done. Happy holidays to you. I'm Sheriff Quadry. You can find me on Twitter at Sheriff Quadry. That's X. On Instagram is Quadry Sheriff. On TikTok is Sheriff Quadry. On Facebook is Sheriff Quadry. Follow me. I'll follow back. Definitely, certainly. But let's, number 1, reach out to Lagos Food Bank. Give them some help. Secondly, let's protect vultures. Vultures are not something that will make you last longer. For those that use it for whatever, yeah? And thirdly, let's keep an eye on our environment, on the government, on their policies, right? Okay, I'll see you next week, Monday, on the Morning Crossfire. In the meantime, Daily Digest with Jimmy Disu is next. Stay here, please.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.